Hi, I'm DR.S.BARATH. I've been doing a series of videos on futures and options. I've been doing it in Tamil. Of late, I've been getting a number of requests from my viewers and some mails stating that they're not able to understand the language and they wanted it in English. So, just as a part of that effort, I wanted to do this video in English. This video is about how we can adjust the sold call options if it is in loss. Before going into the video, let's understand what we mean by selling calls. When we sell calls, basically we are a bit bearish about the market. That is, we assume that either the market will be neutral or it will not go beyond a certain range. Then we sell calls. Once we sell calls, say if the market is really moving wildly against us, and if our calls are in losses, then what are the ways by which we can adjust it? There are at least a number of ways where we can do it. So let's see it one by one. The first type, we can buy a call which is either 100 or 200 rupees away from the strike price that we have already sold. Say for example, we have shorted a call at 15,400 strike. When do we actually do a naked call? When we assume that the market is quite bearish. Most of the people, they do naked calls without much of hedging. Now say the market is really having some good news and then it moves up. We always can buy a call, as I told you, 100 or 200 points higher. This is in fact a type of hedging. This has got to be in fact done during the initial trade itself. It is actually a part of hedge, not an adjustment, but rather when we don't hedge it in the initial position, at least we can hedge it later when the call option that we sold is getting into loss. By this way, when we buy a call which is either 100 or 200 rupees higher, what we do is we make this strategy as a defined loss strategy. I normally don't practice something with a stop loss. Once I buy a call which is 100 or 200 rupees higher than the original one, that is a strike, I am making sure that no matter how much ever the market goes up, my loss is going to be limited to the difference in the strike. That is, say 15.4 is my original strike, and then say I buy a call at around 15.500 or 15.600. The 200 or 100 rupees is going to be my maximum loss. So this is number one. Then the second type of adjustment is we can buy a call which is in the money, either the current month or the next month. Now let me make it very clear. Even though I mention it as either the current month or the next month, my personal choice is always going to be the next month series in the month call. Okay, now why there are two things which is involved here, that is the next month and the in the money calls. Now, okay, say first of all we do a current month or next month in the money call. What is going to happen? Say the market is going to go higher. With each rupees, the futures or the underlying is going to go higher. The bought call is going to equate the loss that we are going to make in the sold call. So no matter whatever amount of change is going to happen in the market, our buy call will always equate the sell call. So there is going to be not much of a loss. Now, but then why do I say it is going to be the next month rather than the current month? Say once you buy a current month call, suddenly say the market is going to reverse. Now the time value is going to be very less. So the chances of the current month call expiring worthless is more. Whereas even if the market is going to reverse, say we buy the next month call, since there is going to be a lot of time value left in that call will still always have some value left in that. So if the market is going to reverse, the amount of loss that we are going to make in the next month call that we have bought is going to be much less. So I always prefer buying next month call. And then the next equation is why to buy the in the money call, rather why not an out of the money or an at the money call. We always know that the in the money call has got the most amount of intrinsic value and the least amount of extrinsic value. So again, if the market is going to go or reverse, that is going to fall again, the in the money call will always have some value left in that, whereas an out of the money or an at the money call will expire completely worthless. So I always prefer buying if it is for adjustment purpose next month in the money call and never an OTM or an ATM call. So this is the second type of adjustment. There is a third type where we can simply go long in the futures. Say for example we have shorted we have shorted a call at say 15,400, that is 15,400 strike, and we received a premium of around say 80 rupees, and say this we had done it probably when the market is around 14,800. Say the market is in an uptrend, say it comes to around 15,200, it is getting very close to the strike. Our 15,400 call by this time would be trading much higher, probably at a premium around 200 or 250 rupees. So we can always go long in the futures. Once we go long in the futures, this naked call simply becomes a covered call. Now once it becomes a covered call, no matter how much the underlying goes up, we are going to make that much of profit in the futures, and whatever loss we are going to get in the call is going to be always adjusted by the future profit. It is very simple. And then the next question is, when do we exactly go long in the futures? In this example, we thought that we have sold a call at 15.4 strike at 80 rupees. So as long as the market is still not gone to 15,400, no matter whatever amount of M2M losses is shown in the calls, we can still simply wait. Once the market reaches the strike price that we sold, say for example 15.4 here, we can go long in the futures. Since we have already collected a premium around 80 rupees here, we always end up with a profit of 80 rupees no matter how much the market goes up from there. We will never make a loss. So this is the third type of adjustment. Now the fourth type of adjustment is where we can sell the puts against the call that we have sold. Now what we mean by that, we have already sold some calls. Now when we sell puts, it either becomes a short strangle or a short straddle. Now again let us consider the earlier example. Say we sold a 15,400 call when the market was around 14,800. Say there was an uptrend and the market has come to 15,200. Now what we can do? We already have a current position of 15,400 short call. We can now sell a 15,000 put option. Say for example we collect a premium of another 100 rupees. Now we always extend our break even on the upper side, that is more than that is say we collected 80 rupees on the 15,400 call. So our upper break even is already 15,480. Now say we sell another put option that is at 15,000, and with another 100 rupees we extend the break even by another 100 rupees. So it is going to be 15,400 plus 180 rupees. So this is actually what we mean by a short strangle. Now this is useful if the market is not very violent. So say even after doing a short strangle adjustment, we are not able to contain the losses. In spite of that, say the market is going still up. What we can do? We can exit the short strangle. What I mean by that is we can only exit the put option with a profit. That is the 15,000 put option that we have sold would be in a major profit now. We can book that profit and then we can convert the existing call into a short straddle. What I mean by that is, short straddle is you sell both a call and a put at the same strike. So initially the call that we had sold was around 15,400. So now we have to short a put at 15,400. Now this put is going to have a significant value now. Say for example, it's going to have a value of around 300 rupees. We are going to extend the upper break even by 300 rupees more. So say at 15,400 we had shorted a call at 80 rupees. Now we are shorting a put at 15,400 for 300. So our upper break even is going to be 15,400 plus 300 plus 80 rupees. So these are the ways by which we can adjust the calls by selling puts. Now this is for some retail traders. Say we have more capital at disposal. We can not only make these adjustments by doing strangles and straddles. Apart from these things, we can even sell some far out of the money calls. Say in this example, we can sell something at around 13,800, 14, 1400, 14,200, whatever put we want. We can always sell the puts. Say whatever premium we collect, they even say it is going to be 30 rupees, 40 rupees or 50 rupees. That always adds to the upper break even. So if you have got a large capital, we can always sell more puts which are far out of the money, and we can always adjust the loss in the calls. So this is the fourth type of adjustment that I have told. Now there is one more adjustment which is the fifth type, and this is my personal favorite. I'll tell you why. Now the fifth adjustment is, it is called as rolling the call farther up and out in time. It's very simple. Say for example, the current month we have sold a call at 15.4. Now the market is going trending really up. Say there is going to be a gap up opening, or is going to be trending more. What we can do is, we can always book the loss in the current month and then choose the next month strike which has got almost the same premium. Now since it's going to have more time value, we can further extend the strike price. I think this one you can rather understand if I show you with an option chain. The May series, I always go with the month end, that is the May end. We see that the 15,000 call has got a value of around 203. Now if we shift this to a June series, say we book this loss at 203 rupees, that is at 15,000 call. Say we roll this out and up in time, that is we go to the next month and farther away, still we get the same premium. In fact, we get around 225 rupees at even the highest strike price, that is 15,300. Now what is the advantage that we get here? This way we are able to defer the calls by one more month. So essentially what we do is, we are able to buy time, we are able to buy one more month time where we give the market a chance to reverse. And generally, as you see in the current months, or like probably in the last few months, the market has been making wild swings, say it goes up and down. So in these kind of situations, say for example a call is in loss, we are able to defer it by one more month, that is we are going to push it by 1 month. There are two things that is going to happen. One is we are going to buy more time for the market to reverse, and once the market reverses, whatever loss we have made in the current month is going to be equated, or we are going to get even more profit by the next month calls. That is one thing. And then say the market even doesn't reverse. As I told you, we can always go long in the futures, but instead of going long a little bit early, we have even more time, we give the market even more time. Here, instead of going long at 15,000, we still wait for another 300 points, and we can even go long at around 15,300. So basically we buy time, and this is a very successful strategy from what I have seen. So this is the fifth type of adjustment. Now whatever adjustments I have told till now have all been how to adjust the naked calls. Now let's see, we have already sold a covered call. Now I guess by this time most of the people would be knowing what is a covered call. It's nothing simple. We already have an underlying. Say either we hold the shares in the cash market against which it sells some calls, or say we are future long either in Nifty, that is some index, and then we go short in calls. That is called as a covered call, because the call is not naked, we are covering that with some underlying. It's simple. Now there are two ways how we can adjust if it is going to be a covered call. The first adjustment is something called as a Martingale technique. It is very simple. It is nothing to be confused. Now say we have shorted a call at say around 100 rupees, say the 15,400 call as a previous example, and say the market is really trending up. Now our futures would be in a major profit, but then we don't want to give delivery of the futures. What we can do is, just to manage the call, we are not ready to part with the shares that we have in our account, either in the cash or probably the futures. The call can be simply adjusted by doing a martingale. What is a martingale is, say for example, as I told you, we sold it at 100 rupees, now it is at 300. You exit the premium at 300 rupees. Now you divide the 300 by 2, which is coming to 150 rupees. Now simply search a strike where 150 rupees is available and sell double the quantity. It's very simple. Say we sold 15,400 call at 100, now it is at 300, we exit the 15,400. Say for example the 15,700 call is at 150 rupees. Simply sell double the quantity of 15,700 call. That's it. Now what we achieve by this is, if the market is going to reverse, we are going to make a profit in the calls, and we don't have to part away with our shares. That is one thing. And then we give our futures or the cash market portion even more profit range. That is, since we pushed the strike from around 15,400 to 15,700, we always give it another 300 rupees points where we can earn an extra profit by doing a martingale. But one caution has got to be exercised here. Martingale concept can be only done against a covered call. It should never ever be done against a naked call position. Say for example, during the November and December month series, the market was trending so high. That point of time, say we had sold a naked call and we had done a martingale against that, we would have not been in a single loss, but we will be having a loss of 2 positions. So martingale should never ever be done on a naked call. It should be done only in a covered call position. That is one way of adjusting a covered call. The second way is a very conservative and a simple way which everyone knows. Now, say the market is going up, the call is in loss, but futures or the stock is going to be in a significant profit. We can simply exit the future position or sell the shares in the cash market at a major profit and book the calls with a minor loss. That's it. The position is done. Now these are the simple ways by which we can adjust the calls if it is going to be in loss. So I hope this video is quite useful. If you had liked the video, please share with your friends. Thank you so much. Wish you a good health.